we're gonna be doing some coding. What I will be using is Klein, probably, and maybe Azure if Klein fails me. So pretty much what I'm going to be working on is this block editor. If you saw my last short/reel, I made this software that just trims silences at the moment and provides an interface to, videos, particularly long streams, with this block format. Now, I want to make this a progressive web app. Shout out to Brutal Strike. They pretty much started making this a progressive web app. I kind of make it in a way for Cloudflare workers. So we're going to do that from scratch here. Let me see if there's any git diff. There isn't. We're going to branch, let's call it PWA, git checkout PWA. Now we're on this PWA branch. So I'm going to bring up Klein. I did some testing here before hosting a PWA with FFMpeg, and they say you can do it with Cloudflare pages. So I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to be like, we make and execute a plan to convert main.py to PWA deployed on Cloudflare, make all the necessary files and test it locally. Pretty simple prompt. I think that's all we need at the moment, and we'll see how it goes. I think it will be able to. So pretty much what I'm expecting it to do is make this Wrangler TOML file. So this is pretty much like an infrastructure as code for Cloudflare. Defines everything that we need to deploy it to Cloudflare, and hopefully you can do it. We're going to be using Claude Sonnet, latest Claude Sonnet. It'll be somewhat expensive, but definitely the smartest model to do this and the fastest. Is it Cursor IDE? No, this is VS Code with Cline extension. This is an open source extension I really like. I'm trying to promote more open source and use less closed source like Cursor, but Cursor is no doubt a great product in itself too. So yeah, let's see how this goes. All right, so it wants to create a React app with a template of the C PWA TypeScript. Cool, I didn't know that was a template. That's fine. Let's create a React project with PWA support. That sounds good. That's one of the good things about Cline that I don't think Cursor can do, and that is to run terminal commands from the interface. Like Composer interface is probably the closest thing in Cursor, or the chat interface. I'm not sure they can run commands. I could be wrong. They could have added that. It's something very simple, so they could have definitely added that. But Klein executes CLI commands really well. So as you can see, it's instead of manually creating all the files, it just runs the create React app, which will create all the files for us. Now, I have kind of heard that create React app is a bit outdated-ish, or it's a bit bloated. Maybe it's not the case because it looks like we're up to version 5 now, but I've been using Vite a lot of the time, so I don't know. Actually, it says all these extensions and IDs after 2,000 to 5,000 lines of code just freeze. Definitely as the context window grows, they become less efficient and hallucinate more. That's definitely the case. So you kind of have to manage what context you feed it. If you don't have too many big files, or just have one big file, and you manage the context as best you can. So it would be like, you don't include files that are irrelevant to your task in the context. We've created the project now. It wants to cd into web editor, install material UI, icons material, motion React, a motion styled wave surfer JS. I want to ask about why install these modules. Can we use Tailwind instead? Also, can we use instead of create React? What are the pros and cons to each of these libraries and starter templates? So you probably should have asked that before we started the create React app, but I just want to make sure at this level that we're choosing the right packages, because it's going to be a lot harder to refactor later on if I want to change it. So I just want to know at this stage. Material UI, pros, complete component system. Tailwind's more lightweight, but there's no pre-built components. Fair enough. Create React app is officially by React. It's well tested. Vite is much faster development, smaller bundle size, and it's newer but stable. For our app, we need something lightweight, fast. Custom UI would be better. Decision. Now it's saying let's use Vite. We also gotta say before running this, make sure to delete the previously created files with create React, and also use yarn instead of npm. Just want to get it to know my standards. Here we go. It's going to delete that previous thing we just made. Lazy, good morning. You're prompting these pixel by pixel. What do you mean by that? Okay, now we're going to create all of this with yarn. Perfect. So tiny details in my prompt to limit its context. Excellent. That's perfect. That's what you should be doing. It still can't handle robust code. At some point, these tools are just going to create not more than a snake game. It's not easy to get them to do complex things, but it's possible. You're definitely going about it the right way if you're doing very tiny little changes at once. But yeah, sometimes if it's just so outside of its training data, maybe it's just going to really struggle to make that change. All right, we're going to edit our first file, this Tailwind file. Let's have a look at that. There we go. And this is our vconfig file now. Save that. Video block editor. Let's go. Got our CSS file. So far, this has cost us 62 cents. A bit more expensive than what I'd like, but I'd rather just have it work. We're approaching $1. So it's making all the core files now. Audio processing, index.ts. Should be doing a pretty good job. The initial Python script was only 900-ish lines, so that should easily fit in the context of Claude. And because it's like a progressive web app, it'll be running all on the user's device, so I don't have to worry too much about performance servers and stuff. But the downside to that is if the user has a shitty device or old phone or old computer, it would probably be very slow to process for them. But it also means we can scale to as many videos as they want to process without having to cost them extra and cost me extra. These are just kind of the things you have to think about when making software: is architecture, how things are hosted, how things will cost, stuff like that. I hope this works first try. I know Brutal Strikes one didn't work first try. I got the UI working first try, but he had to fiddle with it to get it to actually functionally work. And I suspect the same will happen to us, but we will see. Doc asks, where are you hosting? So I'm not hosting at the moment, but I'm planning to host it on Cloudflare. I think Cloudflare Workers or Pages. I'm not sure if it'll end up being Workers or Pages. We will see. I don't think they've actually made the Cloudflare file yet either. So we've got the web file. There's no Cloudflare file yet. I think it'll be Pages because it's a React kind of app. Blocks that I want to keep. I'm taking too long to explain this, but pretty much goes through and I can toggle green or red and you include blocks and exclude blocks. And then at the end I press export and it combines all the green blocks. So it's only the good takes, all the silences are removed. And it's just a pretty fast way for me to edit. Yeah, and that was all in a Python script. And now I'm converting it to a progressive web app. What features do I plan to add to this? That's a great question. I'm not sure. I definitely want to add some features because just today I found this. Someone mentioned auto editor, which is pretty much the same thing as what I'm doing. Look, it's pretty much the same. I didn't even know this existed, but it's pretty much the same thing. And they're selling it for $75 for like perpetual license. And they have like some more features for variables like, you know, audio threshold and stuff. But I don't know. I'm not too sure what other features I'll add. An awesome one for me is to kind of make the next step of my editing process, which is turning this to Reels automated, but I haven't figured out a logical way to do that yet, an algorithmic way to do that. Just getting this as a progressive web app, because I think this is just an executable as well, but I think people like being able to run stuff on the web, so gonna just try to do that. It's also a fun experiment to try things out with Klein. Look, it's made the simple Cloudflare Pages config to handle deployment. So it actually went ahead and made the config.js for running this on Cloudflare Pages, which is sick. And now it's gonna run yarn dev to see if this even runs. So let's see if this even runs. Oh, looks like it's running on localhost. That's pretty good. Flash asks, have you thought about adding Gemini to it? That's actually a great feature. We could definitely have a Gemini feature. My one issue with Gemini's video API is that it's limited. I can't really upload files that are like 200 megs plus, which is pretty much the size of my streams normally. But there could be a way that we like chunk it so we get Gemini to only analyze the first 30 minutes and then the second 30 minutes and the third 30. That's possible. What's the benefit of web apps? Ask because I prefer standalone apps. That's a great question. A lot of people prefer standalone apps. I'm more of a web app guy. Small benefit is you don't have to install anything on your device. That's pretty much the main benefit. There's not really much else. Standalone apps are definitely more performant usually. Another benefit is you don't have to install. It works cross-platform. Easier to ship updates without the user having to download updates. But there's no real reason why one is better than the other. Yours is going to be a web app or a program. So I'm trying to make it a web app at the moment. Then just use transcript. We could definitely do some transcript stuff as well. You can have chunks for Gemini. Yeah, it's definitely a feature. But all right, let's see if this even runs. Oh, sweet. Here we go. Video block editor. So far, so good. Choose file. All right, here we go. Processing video. Wow, it even has a loading spinner. Looks like it broke. Let's see if we got any logs here. No logs here. Any logs here? This is from a Chrome extension. So here we go. I think this is it. Security error, failed to load this. So I think I got this issue before. I'm not sure. I think it'll be able to fix it. Something about progressive web apps, and I think they might have to be hosted on HTTPS. I'm not sure. Let's see what happens. I'm going to close this off as well. So something about a service worker. It's updating the service worker file to handle it properly. I don't know. Let's see if that fixes it. That's right. So one of the issues with standalone apps is a lot of the time you have to manage different versions, so Mac version, Windows version. But these days there's frameworks that handle that pretty well for you, but it's still a thing to consider. Running up the cost, this is $2.70 so far. We've sent 800,000 tokens and received 14,000 tokens, so quite a lot of context. So we're updating all the progressive web app service worker stuff, so hopefully we fix that issue we had with the security. Still some more. Now it's making icons. This seems a bit over the top. I don't know why we're creating icons now. Can JVM run on Mac? Is that the Java virtual environment? Yeah, probably. Pretty sure Java was boasted runs on 2 billion devices or some bullshit. But yeah, no, I think Java's slowly getting phased out for other like frameworks and environments. It's nice. It made a README and now a deploy YAML. Okay, I don't know why it's doing all this now. Definitely wasn't necessary. GitHub Actions workflow, so it deploys to Cloudflare pages every time we update the repository. I don't know if that was necessary either. Okay, so it's gonna do yarn build and yarn preview. That's pretty interesting. Maybe this is the way we have to run it now. Maybe we can't do yarn dev with likes to work with progressive web app style stuff. And yeah, it's really nice that Klein is running these commands. It's able to have context of this whole terminal here, these Klein terminals. So it's able to feedback loop all the errors and debug them automatically. Try Excalidraw to explain things to viewers. Yeah, it's actually a good point. I like software. I don't know if you guys know that streamer, but they always like drawing stuff on like my and I think that definitely helps because right now I'm just talking to a VS Code thing. So it has AI text to flowchart. Oh shit, is it free? All right, next time someone asks something, let me just open it up, I guess. Excalidraw, this one, right? You can start drawing. Where's the AI? Tool, laser pointer, text to diagram, wireframe to code. Excellent. Thanks, Flash. Yeah, definitely next time someone asks something, let's see what it does with this. Yap. I just yapped into this prompt. Okay. This is a bit too much. But we can insert it. Okay. No, this is too much. Can we give feedback? Like this simpler? Not really. Okay. Yeah. Using Klein, we've spent $3. Holy shit. The input, like it keeps sending like pretty much the whole code base as input. One of the reasons why it's so expensive. Are those logic gates? Previous diagram? No, not really. More like a flow diagram. Is Excalidraw mine? No, it's not. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, what happens if I put this in the AI diagram? There's also, I used to use eraser.io. Let's compare them. Yeah, seems like they always kind of like this. Like it's definitely better. Let's see how eraser does. AI diagram. Put the exact same flow chart in here. Let's see what eraser does with it. Yeah, see, I like this visual better than this. It's kind of what a flow chart looks like. See, upload video, trim silences, non-silent block, user decides, keep block, discard block, blocks, output editor. This is way better in my opinion. This is cool. Yeah, Eraser.io. He wants to make money by creating an icon. Klein doesn't even get the money. Could you imagine if this AI agent got commission from Anthropic by like more prompts? That'd be pretty funny. All right, come on, I hope this works. Why is there a node scripts convert icons? What the hell? I don't even know, man. I kind of like letting AI do its thing. It costs $5 now. Klein is definitely so much more expensive. It's not even like in a loop. It's just, I don't know, doing something with images. Icon. Posted. All right, let's check out Flash's diagram. Query receive. Okay, that looks more like the flowchart we expected. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I still prefer the like irrelevant things. Klein needs some work. Just needs babysitting. What am I working on anyway? Yeah, this what I just showed. Godzilla. This video editing software, it kind of works like this, trimming silences and selecting blocks. I called it the block editor. I'd love to show you how it looks if we can get it to run. Okay, we got the icons converted successfully. Seems like a bit of a side quest that we went on. Yo, Soundwaves, what's up? Oh, it's working. Nice. All right, you ready? Okay, block editor. First we upload a file, then it should process it, hopefully. Oh, we still have, please don't be that security issue. Okay, not the security issue. Okay, errors are unrelated. Okay, like, give it this deprecation warning, though I don't think it's the issue. Wait, what? What's supposed to open it again? No, that's probably just because I clicked. Let's, the app is stuck on processing video. Add more logs so we can debug. I'm just gonna give it that. I don't want to confuse it with the deprecation issue either. Close this as well. Make sure nothing else is running. Close everything. Right. All right, now it's added detailed logging. Yes, that was one of my tips for the debugging, is to add detailed logging. Klein also recently added the like compute stuff, so we can actually have Klein open the hosted link and try to use it itself, though I'm not sure if it'll be able to upload a video. Damn, it definitely costs way too much. Like, I think if we were to do the same thing on Cursor, it would have been a lot cheaper, though Cursor can't run CLI commands. So yeah, I don't know. I just hope it'll start working. Also, I don't know why we have 2 line numbers. Oh, I guess because it's a diff. Cline definitely feels like over the top, like it does too many changes. And another issue is like a single file change is a separate API request. Whereas if we were to do this in Azure, it would be like a single. So yeah, let's see if that kind of fixes anything. Nice, it's actually doing something now. So weird, like just getting it to to do add logs, it like fits itself. Now this is so much slower than the Python script version. Like I uploaded the same file into the Python thing and it like 30 seconds it finished. Now if this is only extracting audio, this is super slow. It could be also processing as well as extracting. I don't know. I'm gonna let it run, and probably from here on out we're going to not use Klein unless we get an error. I might switch to Azure. I don't know. Might save money. Let's see what the README says. Anything about preview? No, not really. Oh, my Vim also stopped working. Browser support usage. Yarn build, yarn preview. Okay, good. This is pretty good README. Okay, so it's like 100% is only about half of this progress bar. So maybe extracting is separate from processing. I don't know. We'll just let it play and see what happens. All right. Okay, no, it was only extracting. And then can we play this? Okay, blocks on. Just when you thought Chat LLM already had everything you could possibly need under one subscription, they have added more features. First off, we have Route LLM. Route LLM is a smart routing system. Okay, so it didn't detect the blocks and know which model is the best to answer for it. So if you ask a coding question, it will probably route it to Sonnet 3.5 as it's the best coding model currently. All right. If you ask a complex reasoning or math question, it will probably route it to one of the O1 models. Because it really depends on how much context you're feeding it, because API requests can be pretty cheap if it's just like a very small script, or it can be really expensive if every time you're sending your whole repository. So Cursor could be losing money or making money depending on how users are using product. But yeah, I think most people would probably be making them lose money, because that $20 for 500 prompts is like good if you're like reusing the whole context. Anyway, I'm not sure which files we actually want to change here. Now let's see where FFmpeg is used. Main.py. What? There is no FFmpeg in the PWA. Oh no. Audio segment. No, this is still main.py. Audio processing. Yeah, it's not even using FFmpeg, interestingly. Cursor is making plenty of money in funding. Yeah, raised a whole lot of money for sure. I'm just saying, like, in terms of revenue, for their $20 a month, like, they would be losing money on that aspect if people use the full context. Because these API calls, like, I don't know, how many prompts did we just do? How many requests? We did, I guess we can't count, but probably less than, actually it's quite a lot. I'd say less than 50, and it costs $7. And so, like, let's say we did 50 here, 50 requests, and let's say it costs $5. That means at 200 requests, that would have cost $20, but Cursor is giving you 500 requests for $20. And Cursor edits multiple files in one prompt, whereas Klein is doing separate prompts for each file edit. So, you know, that's something as well to consider. Okay. I'm gonna say it looks like no blocks were detected. We need to use FFmpeg like main.py to detect the silences. Use FFmpeg wasm for this PWA. Okay, by that we're going to continue with Klein because it already has all this context. Hopefully it can correctly use FFmpeg because it doesn't look like it was yet. Am I paying for this or is it covered under the subscription? This I'm paying for. So Klein doesn't have a subscription. This is just using my API key. And yeah, down the drain almost. Like we have a somewhat working app, but I think generally Cline is super expensive. And the thing is, like, they have all these cool tools, like the computer use and stuff, but that's gonna even add to the bill. So just me, they are making a lot of money at $20 a pop with the amount of users that use Cursor. I don't know, like as I said, if everyone uses Cursor to its full potential, I think they would actually be losing money on API costs for the $20. But there's a lot of people that don't actually use the whole 500 prompts. They'll probably make money on those. And then obviously also they have $60 million in funding, which goes a long way. So yeah. They have to deal with Claude more than likely. Yeah, no, right, they definitely do. I heard Claude was working closely with, actually no, that was 01. Wait, was it Claude as well? It could be Claude as well. Yeah, they have a deal with Claude and they're getting cheaper rates. That actually makes a lot of sense. That's a good point. I didn't even consider that. Update this to use FFmpeg wasm, fix the TypeScript errors, fix errors, correct types. So much errors. Why is it making so many errors? Find out so much extra that you might not need. Yeah, it's a bit of a, yeah. No, true. I think if I was to do the same thing from the start with Aider, I reckon we wouldn't have even hit $4 at the moment. So Klein seems like it's kind of like doubly as expensive. We can start to make an Aider config. So we can do Aider stuff. So Aider provides you with this YAML config file, which I like to copy into the root directory of my project. What do we call it? .aider.conf.yaml. Paste that all in here, and we can specify a read-only file. So like read.md is pretty good because this contains all the like info project. Really good. We'll uncode that. And for testing command, we want to run a test command. We're gonna do yarn and preview, and we're gonna turn on auto test. So after each change, it will test. We want to also show the diff. Yeah. Auto gonna turn on to true. Is there anything else we needed? All right, when we hit $10, I might stop with Cline. Use it for, oh yeah. I'll use that. I don't use Cline for research. I use like Perplexity a lot of the time. I think Perplexity is good for web search research. Have I tried F5 TTS? I haven't, but I've heard really good things about it. Okay, we've loaded FFmpeg. That's nice. Looks like maybe it crashed. Okay, I'm gonna switch to Aider now. We've used almost $10 with Cline. Thank you, Cline. It has been a pleasure. How do we stop this? Plus, I guess I'm gonna switch to Aider. Now, Aider, one of my issues with Aider is it's not great at knowing which files to include if you don't include them yourself. But luckily I have this readme file in read only, so hopefully it's gonna know a bit better files are relevant. I'm gonna give it my error, FFmpeg is not loading, and then let's see what it does. Okay, so now it says it wants to add the vite config into the session. See, that only costs 1 cent. Like, Aider is so cheap. For some reason, the syntax isn't working. Sometimes happens with Aider. But we have the diff view now, so this is really cool. So we can see what it did. Added this cross-origin policy and some public URL thing. And now I've got it to run yarn build and yarn preview every time to test. So we can run that and it will run it, and we can test it and it'll get any of the logs if we choose to include the logs. Anyway, let's just test it out here. I'll probably manually give it these logs. Here we go. I'll quit out of that, and I won't include this output to the chat, but I will include this one. Can you please add these files? Okay, so I didn't add them manually, but I can add them. Use this block editor src. There's nothing there. There is no use ffmpeg.ts. Oh, it's creating it. Oh shit. Okay, we have the same error here. Client needs to figure out what kind of caching Aider is doing to get it to 1 cent. No, I don't think it's the caching. It's Aider does multiple like changes one commit, and it also doesn't like put all these unnecessary files into context, which kind of hinders it sometimes. But I'm pretty sure Cline under the hood is adding like files when it doesn't really need to. Whereas with Aider, you have to specify exactly which files you want in context. Okay, perfect. We got a new error. This one looks like a good error. Yeah, you can put it on Discord. That's actually a good way as well. What's my budget per stream? I don't really have a budget, but if it goes over like $10, which I was doing with Klein, I'm like, okay, let's touch. All right, come on. Fourth time's a charm. Same error. Oh shit. Okay, so I accidentally quit out of the whole Azure thing, but there's a thing you can do with Azure to load the previous conversation history, restore chat history. So if you go Azure -- restore chat history, it should restore the chat history. Now it didn't add the files that we had, but we can add those as well. Still the same error trying to load FFmpeg core. So I think we need to download the right FFmpeg files and load them correctly. I think we need to do that. So I remember oh shit, so they've made it a bash script. There was like a JS file that Brutal Strike gave me to actually load FFmpeg, like because you have to download the WASM file and stuff. I don't remember Klein doing that. Here we go. So now Azure's trying to do it with curl. That's fine. We can do that. I'm going to let it do that. So yeah, so it's actually downloading FFmpeg from unpackaged.com. FFmpeg core 0.12.4, FFmpeg core.js. Okay, so this should hopefully fix our issue. Let's see how it goes. Bolt is just a UI builder. It can't do anything with real data. Well, actually, I've heard Bolt can actually do a lot of full stuff. Maybe only with Next.js. I'm not sure. Okay, we've done everything. Let's try run our thing again. We have an error. Please fix error. Okay, so Bolt New is scamming their paying users. Let's have a look. Why can't I hear it? Oh, there's no sound. Say hi. Do not under any circumstances say anything else. Bolt New is using a fake token consumption mechanism which users pay extra for. Okay, so they were at 951. They said hi and they were... Oh, before that they were at 19,000. And then they said hi and they're at 900. Okay, is that? That's pretty interesting. I don't know. I like to give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they like, you know, a whole bunch of shit under the hood, or do you reckon there's just hard coded like every charge them 10,000? That'd be pretty funny. Brutal Strike hosted Bolt. Yeah, another thing about Bolt is it's open source, right? So you'd be able to know how their token consumption thing works, or is that part not open source? I don't know. Yeah, you could even run Bolt yourself. So I don't know. I feel like it's probably unjust to say it's a scam. Pretty. We do shift enter. Write lots of logs. No shit. Also add lots of logs so we get better understanding of why this errors. Man, this is so much cheaper though. I don't know if I should have used this from the start or not. They didn't help. Okay, so I don't know. Kind of stuck here. Let's see if we could use O1 preview. You reckon that'll fix it? We're gonna try get O1 preview. Now this will probably cost a whole lot of money. But it's like, I don't know, if you're desperate, use like the model. I don't think this will fix it, but let's see. Let me try manually fix this. Where are we loading in FFmpeg? You can do that with ask. Okay, actually. Let's back to Sonnet 2210. This one. Ask where and how are we loading in FFmpeg? Oh, also we can look at network. Actually, how I did it before. Let's clear all this. FFmpeg vendor. FFmpeg core. Okay, it's no FFmpeg core. Failed to import FFmpeg core. Even if I add this, you can go /clipboard. Wait, how do you paste clipboard in Azure? Clipboard paste. Oh, /paste. It's we are correctly loading FFmpeg for a file, but maybe not importing it properly. We have duplicate FFmpeg packages. That's also potentially the case. Azure is overly complex, but free credits mitigate the pain. Apparently, you can build apps with the real-time voice from OpenAI on Azure. Only use it on Playground, so no charge. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, so it's changing how it imports it now. Hopefully that'll fix it. So the strategy there was to just give it a whole lot of context on like how it is getting imported and stuff. Fix the issue? I don't know. No, man. It's a real shame. If it's WASM, isn't it loading up some sort of container for itself? I don't know. How does WASM work, bro? I don't know how this shit is meant to work. We need like a super prompt to get this out of this loop. All right, we're going to do the /ask again so it doesn't edit any code. We're going to go /ask. We are going in loops now, always getting the same fail to port error. Theorize 5 different reasons and solutions. Let's just get it to brainstorm. See if cursor can fix it. We could try cursor because it can do the... I haven't actually used cursor all month, so we definitely have some free credits on it as well. No, why is it writing code? Cores mismatch? I don't think that's the issue. Blob URL life cycles? No. Service worker caching basis. Module loading other. Wrong order. FFmpeg might not be properly terminated. No, I don't think it's any of these. Okay, let's try cursor. That's not a bad idea. I haven't loaded cursor in a long time. Okay, cursor. We have the latest version. Let's make sure we have the latest version. Attempt update. Whoa, what was that? I don't know. Let's assume we're on the latest version. Not sure if we are. Is this the... No, we actually... Block editor. Block editor web. Okay, yeah. That's it. Let's open Composer. I've used up my free autocomplete. That's fine. We still get this, right? Can we go at codebase? We are failing to import FFmpeg core from the PWA. Oh, let me also run this. Do I pay for cursor or use my own API? At the moment, I'm not paying for it, nor using my own API. I'll be using the free tier. I think they give you like something like 20 or something messages. Okay, this is error. Might as well give it the whole thing. And we'll also give it the screenshot of the network calls, just so it knows that it actually did FFmpeg core. We can definitely see it's loaded here. Oh, from, actually, maybe it's not local. That could be the case. Or we've too many of them. Take a look at the screenshot on how the FFmpeg libraries are loaded. Is there too many loaded? They are also being loaded from an external URL. Is that okay? I don't know. Let's see what happens. Come on, cursor. Please work. Do you duplicate FFmpeg packages? Yeah, that could be the case for sure. Thanks, Dark Sky. You need to get Azure set up on Azure and Klein to use 4.0, but their resource management is amazing. Google is pretty generous with credits as well. They give you credits on sign up and you can use them with Claude. Nice. Just pay the $20. It's worth it unless you are too poor. No, I can definitely afford the $20. I just like to promote the open source alternatives. I also think the open source alternatives have better features. But all that doesn't really matter if it doesn't work. I think that's what really matters, is it working. So let's see what cursor said. Looking at the code base in the screenshot, there's a few issues. There's two different places trying to load FFmpeg. The service worker is currently bypassing FFmpeg. So it's made these changes. Great, hope it works. Let's rerun. Oops, let's give this here as well. Same error. See you, Duck. Wonder what's the best model you can get on 3090? I think it's Quinn. Can't remember. You can check the Azure leaderboards. Also, did you hear they're making a 5090? Finally, we get a consumer card. Let's see what the 5090... Oh, it's a leak, so might not be legit. Supposedly 32 gigabytes of VRAM, decent, and about $2,000. Yeah, the 20 Ti, this is what I got for $1,000, and it has 12 gigs of VRAM. So 32 is pretty good. That's like desperate need of that. Blackwell, is that a consumer one? Is that the West Blackwell? No, it's definitely not a consumer one. I don't think anyone can afford that. All right, come on. New errors. Okay, that's good. I like new errors. It means, you know, going in circles at least. It's the consumer Blackwell. Oh, wow. I think I need to tell it to not load FFmpeg from a URL. Wow, man, it's frustrating. This is different now. Can we load FFmpeg not from the URL, but from the local WASM? All right, if this doesn't work, I think I might throw in the towel here. And, you might try get it to work off, so Trike already pretty much has this working on their version. It's just they're not using React or Cloudflare, so that's why I tried to make this one. But, I mean, spent like $10 an hour to make it barely work. So my comment on Indie Dev Dan's video, yes. Yeah, man, Dev Dan is, I love his content. There's no one else that really has that level of like deep technical, yet also, you know, consume content on YouTube on these AI coding stuff. So love Indie Dev Dan's videos, man. He's definitely one of my favorite creators in this space. Okay, we have a different message, maybe because I didn't refuse to load the image. Okay, that's deal. Whoa, what happened? Minified error. Okay. This is, make sure you run yarn prepare. Oh shit, no, I didn't do that. The hell is yarn prepare? Yarn prepare is not found. Fuck. Let's see what happens. Soundwave is thinking of creating a module called Looper inside my debugger agent that focuses on sensing error loops, then handles the brainstorming. That would be awesome. We really need something like that. Or like just a user interface that shows like the pieces of thought, the different branches of thought that were taken. You know, tried this and then we tried this, so you know, try that, or you know, we've done this. This opens up this branch. I don't know. Yeah, man. Progress seems slow on this, so I think I might fail to import FFmpeg. It's a new error, but it's low-key the same error from before. All right, one last try with cursor. If this doesn't work, I think we're gonna throw in a towel. It's interesting. I bet like this is like relatively simple, but I don't know, the way I'm prompting it or my understanding of the actual issue. These are probably the two issues here. already giving up. Yeah, I planned the stream for an hour. We've gone over an hour 25, and you know, we're not making great progress here. So a lot of the time it's better to kind of step back, reevaluate, and take a different approach rather than, you know, these issues here. So it's interestingly like it gives kind of run, but it can't run them. So we have all these FFmpeg files. I don't want us to run yarn dev. That's interesting, yarn dev. I don't think we can do this with yarn dev because we get a security issue. So it's actually yarn build and preview, which, okay, so that works there, but we still get the FFmpeg issue here. Yeah, okay. Let me show you guys the one Strike make, because that one actually pretty much works. What was it called? Video editor. Actually, I don't even know if I cloned it. I don't think I cloned it. All right, let me clone it. Whoa. Did I hear about GitHub Spark? Yeah, I have. It's just on a waitlist though, so I don't really like to promote things that aren't available unless they're really revolutionary, which GitHub Spark I don't think is at the moment. Hard for me to find the sweet spot with prompts. Yeah, prompting is something, you know, I'm trying, keep getting better at it, keep getting worse at it. I don't know. I'm definitely a long way away from being really good at prompting. But I think practice. I don't know if we have FFmpeg here. So it's FFmpeg. Okay, we do. So apparently we can just run server.js. We have to install. Okay, let's see if this works. Nice. Okay, so this is the one Brutus made, and I think it actually low-key works. Gonna upload that, and it's processing. There we go. So we could work off this. So this one is using Node and Express, and you can see it's loaded FFmpeg fine. Low-key probably should have used it from the start. Now, because it's using Node, I don't know if this is actually a progressive web app. Maybe we can ask Cursor, or let's ask Ader. I'm gonna load Ader with Gemini. We're gonna go ask, is this a PWA? Wait, we'll add server. Is this a PWA? No. PWAs rely on service workers for offline functionality. To make it a PWA, you need to add a service worker that handles caching, offline functionality. Yeah, so I think this is the right way to go about deploying it, but the fact that it even...
Just when you thought Chat LLM already had... Just when you thought Chat LLM...
But this is like functionally reasonably...
Just when you thought Chat LLM...
Functionally it works like reasonably well. Definitely a lot better than my one did, but yeah, I think it's a PWA. I'd be interested if anyone wants to help work on this. So I might this out in the chat. Yeah, I think I'll pretty much leave the stream here. Cloudflare maybe PW. Yeah, you can definitely host PWA on Cloudflare, but it really depends like how the thing is running. So the reason I don't think the one I just showed is a PWA is because I ran it from server.js, which is just an Express server that serves this file. I don't know, maybe it could be. I'm not really too sure. I have to do some research, but yeah. Can a Node Express be a PWA? Yes, supposedly. Just needs a service worker JS. And how is that loaded? Service files. Let's see if Ader can turn it into a PWA. We'll add everything. Turn this into a PWA. I currently run it from node server.js. Do it! Oh, what happened? Oh, it's a token limit. Okay, too many. We need to drop assets for sure. Okay, that's better. That would have cost like lots of things. Can we make a separate worker and just make Lambda function? I'm not sure. I think running an FFmpeg thing on a Lambda function will be very expensive. We're trying to get all the compute to be run locally on the user's device. That's kind of my aim. Well, looks like we need the icons. That kind of makes sense why Klein was making the icons. You kind of for PWA. I don't know. So it's downloading them from placeholder.com. Pretty smart. Claude. Okay. We're in use. So I'll run it again. Still don't think it's a PWA here. Service registration successful? Oh, maybe it is. All right, let's ask Ader, how can I host this on Cloudflare? Wait, is it committed this? Commit. How can I host this on Cloudflare? Now I'm gonna create the Cloudflare TOML and stuff. Whoa, what is this author? Jerome Wu. What the fuck? Who's Jerome Wu? NPX Wrangle login. Okay, so now it wants me to authenticate with Cloudflare. This is pretty cool. So there's a CLI thing called Wrangler, which is what Cloudflare uses to log in to kind of stuff. Lots of resources for running WASM stuff embedded. You can do it with Marimo. Never even heard of Marimo. That up. Next generation Python notebook. What? npm run. Oh shit. Nice. So now we're running the web app in a kind of similar way that we would have if we were running it from Cloudflare. Okay, so it works. Let's see if we can deploy it now. Let me ask Ader to deploy this. npm run deploy. Okay, it's doing it itself. Let's see what happens. Wrangler pages deploy. Oh, this is pretty exciting. Okay, create a new project. The name of the project. I'm gonna call it block editor master branch. Yeah, I should have called it prod probably. Oh well, too late now. Pages supports files up to 25 megabytes. FFmpeg core WASM is 30 megabytes. Interesting. Let's see what Claude thinks about that. I'm gonna drop everything. Like, what are our options? Fix this. So I think we can either load this WASM file from a CDN, like unpackage. It's suggesting we can use R2 to store the WASM file. We can split deploy. We can use a similar build. Well, add the files, but I'm gonna go Control C with like loading it from unpackage. That's kind of what we were doing before. Unpackage FFmpeg WASM, like here. Look at this. Pretty sure we can load it from here. Yo, Flash, what happened about your plan to have a channel for different languages? Yes, I made all the a lot of the channels, and I got the HeyGen subscription to do it. There's just a lot of manual work of translating them, posting them, writing the captions. Just too much work for me to do at the moment, it seems. I don't know. I'm a bit too lazy to do it at the moment. Okay, why is 0.10? All right, let's see. Maybe it knows. I'm gonna hope it knows. Let's see. What about loading it from unpackage.com? Yes, that's a good solution. Could you please add the file to the chat? Which file? I'll need to see the main JavaScript file that initializes. Okay. I'm gonna remove assets. All right, let's see how much this costs. We can go /tokens and it will show us. It's only 16 cents. That's pretty good. Make the changes. Oh shit, I gotta go soon too. Come on. Okay, try to please changes. All right. Oh, nice. It'll run those changes for us. Let's deploying again. What was it? Deploy? No. We'll get it. Run the... Wait, let's drop everything. Run the deploy script, the command. Cloudflare is trying to compete with Vercel, so their tooling is solid, just less flashy. Yeah, no, Claire is so solid. Vercel is like very trying to be the latest stuff, but more or less. Like Cloudflare has the best like DDoS protection and whatnot. Oh shit, it uploaded successfully. We're deploying. Let's go. Do it here. We're deployed. Ah, damn. HTTPS. What? Why? Cloudflare should have taken care of that. Fix it. Deploy again. Oh shit. That was so fast. What the hell? Holy crap. Guys, we did it. Does it work? Holy crap, it works. No way. Hey bro, that's so exciting. I want to tell Brutal Strike. Hell yeah, guys. It's sick. Damn, I didn't expect that to work. Does it actually have a...
When you thought just when you thought Chat LLM already had everything you could possibly need on...
No way.
When you thought Chat LLM already...
No way. Okay, that's pretty sick. That is so sick. Oh my god. That is sick. Oh, hell yeah. So guys, if you want to play with this app, you can go to my Discord. I just posted the live link here. And yeah, that is sick. I'm so happy with that. I have to go though, but thank you guys so much for joining. I hope you learned something or were entertained.